Hi, my name is Andrea, and today I want to talk to you about the basics of cloth diapers and a few things that I wish I had known before I started diapering my kiddo. So, to start with, you only need a few things, and I watched so many videos and read so many blogs about things you do or don't need. This is what it boils down to right here. You need some sort of liner, which is the inside material. You need some sort of cover, which is the outside material. You can get something with snaps, or you can do the rubber pants version, which is, very 90s, but totally effective. And if you do go that route, then you need some safety pins or the fancy little tri-fold clips. Whatever you decide to do, doesn't matter. It's just as effective one way or the other. And then you need some sort of storage container. You can use a diaper can if you want to. I like the wet dry bags because it keeps the stink contained, and then you can turn your bags inside out and wash the bag itself, which is really nice. Now, when you do research about diapering, you're going to see some different terminology. The first thing is an all-in-one. And an all-in-one is just what it says it is. It's all-in-one. That means that it has the liners already sewn into it, just like you see here, and you use it one time, okay? Whether your baby just pees or poops, whatever, you take it off, you put it in the laundry. There's no using it over again. With the other versions that we're going to talk about, you can use them again. Depending on how messy or how much your baby was. All-in-ones are great because it's simple. Everything's already together. You don't have to do any extra work. The problem is that, at least with this one, my son grew out of it. And, you don't really want to be buying more and more diapers all the time. The whole point of doing cloth diapers is that you're one and done. You buy them, you're invested, and that's it. You don't buy anything more except laundry detergent to wash them, right? This one is rated to fit them supposedly up to 6 months or 18 pounds. My son was done wearing this after like 2 months, and he was only like 10 or 12 pounds at that point. So depending on the build of your kid, this probably isn't going to last you 6 months. It does have the snaps to grow with it on the front, but it's not really feasible. It's not really going to work. And not only that, these guys are expensive. These are, $13 to $15 a piece, and it's just not feasible. It just isn't. You can take that same $15 and buy a whole bunch of liners. I can buy a pack of 10 tri-fold liners for the same amount of money and have 10 diaper changes instead of 1. So I personally would not go with an all-in-one, even though they're kind of raved about as being simple and easy. They're just really expensive, and unless you have a lot of disposable income, it's just not feasible. Sorry. This one here is the pocket diaper. The pocket diapers are great because they have this nice little fleece lining that keeps your baby soft and happy. They also have, as the name suggests, they have a pocket in them. And that's where supposedly you're supposed to stuff more lining into it if you want extra padding or it to be your only padding. I gotta be honest, I've never done that once. I read all these videos about how you just stuff the lining in the pocket. No. First of all, it's way too much work. Second of all, you have to dig that thing out in order to wash your diapers. And I don't like touching the poopy diapers any more than I have to, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that fight. Okay, it's just not appetizing for me. Maybe it is for you, and if it is, more power to you. It's just not interesting to me, especially when, quite simply, you can lay your diapers on the top here, on this top lining, and have the same result. And then you can just pull off that liner and add another one in if you want to. This one here is a single liner. I don't really know how to describe it other than that. It's not a tri-fold. It's just one piece that's sewn together. It's kind of like a terry cloth texture on both sides, and you just lay it in there. easy peasy. This is a Mama Koala one. I love Mama Koala's outers and innards. I just really like them. They're my personal favorite. You can also use a different sort of liner. I have bought a variety of brands of insides and outsides, and so I have kind of a range of sizes. And these guys are kind of small. And the top one there is really, really small. It's kind of comically small, but I got them really cheap. And I paid with a gift card, so I really didn't pay much for them. And they're still really absorbent. I know they're comically small and kind of funny, but they're really, really absorbent, and they're really soft, so I don't have to worry about my son, his bottom being aggravated or anything. And then I just layer it with an extra one on the bottom. These are really great for at night because they're so absorbent that at night he won't pee through into his jammies if I have those on there. So I really like them, even though they're kind of silly. Then we have this other diaper here. This is one that has kind of a rubbery, waterproof interior. It doesn't have that nice felty softness to it. And this is kind of loosely related to the brand The Flip. And The Flip is really expensive. This one wasn't so bad. This was only $6.99 on Amazon, but $6.99 for every one of them is a little much. But again, I got it as a gift, so not a big deal for me right now. This one's really great because it has snaps on the inside, and I'll show you more when we get into the liners, but some of the liners have these little snaps, so you can snap them into place and they don't wiggle around on you. When your baby's little, though, I always feel like the liners kind of move a little bit. When they're bigger and their bottoms fill up the diaper more, you don't have to worry about it wiggling all over. But when they're little and they don't have much tush to fill up the diaper, it does wiggle around a little bit. And so the snaps do sort of make sense in that scenario. If you don't have snaps, though, no worries. Just lay it on in there and, business as usual, right? So then I just want to show you, there's a few of them that I have that have that waterproofy center. The orange one has Velcro instead of snaps. The blue one on the left is a flip, and the flip, that darn flip, it cost me almost $17 for that one flip. And I can buy a batch of 6 outside covers, usually with 6 insides, sometimes with a wet dry bag, for $30 or $40. It doesn't really make sense to buy a flip for $17 each. That is really expensive. I remember when I was doing research about them, people raved about how amazing the flip was because you can just flip out the liner and put a new one in, no big deal. They don't tell you how much it costs. They're expensive, and unless you have a lot of extra income or you were gifted a bunch of them, whatever, money is no object. It's just not financially responsible to blow all that money when you can get something very similar for much less. So I wouldn't recommend it. I also have this other little dude here, and I personified this diaper. I apologize. This little diaper is great because it does have that waterproof inside, and it has the Velcro. I do want to give you a little bit of a warning about Velcro. First of all, if you have any kind of hair on your head like I do, your hair is going to get caught in this Velcro, especially if you're washing your diapers in the same washing machine as your clothes, not necessarily at the same time, but your hair is going to get caught in this Velcro, or it's going to attach to other diapers or liners. So be aware of that. Also, when my baby was little, the diapers were kind of big on him, and the Velcro really irritated his belly. So you either need to protect it somehow by making sure all the scratchy Velcro is covered up, or abstain until they're bigger so that, there's not as much wiggle room. Either way, just be aware of that can happen. The Velcro is nicer than the snaps. I personally prefer that, but it's just not feasible. It's not as nice when they're little because it'll scratch their bellies, and nobody wants to make a baby more mad than necessary. Am I right? So the next thing I want to show you is all of my liners. Most of mine are snaps. I only have the one that's Velcro. Something interesting I found, again, something I wish that I had known before I bought diapers, is there's a 2-snap and a 3-snap pattern. You can get these 3 snaps where it has kind of in a triangle pattern, 3 snaps, or you can get these. Shout out again to Mama Koala, because I really like the Mama Koala ones. They just have 2 snaps. The 3 snaps is just kind of tedious to have to snap 3 times, especially once they get older. My baby is almost 10 months old now. He rolls around like a crocodile, and it is hard to get him snapped, whether it's 1 snap, 2 snaps, or 3 snaps. It's hard. So I recommend the 2 snaps if you can manage it. I understand that sometimes the 3 snaps are cheaper. I don't know why that is, but I recommend the 2 snaps because it's just faster, it's easier. And I also feel like the 2 snaps stay closed better than the 3 snaps just because of how the snaps are distributed on the diaper. I think that they stay closed better. And he's less likely to pee out of his diaper. But that's just a personal preference. You as an individual will figure out what you like best once you start using them. So moving on to the liners themselves. These here are Thirsty brand diaper liners, and I do not use them anymore. I used them for a while, and my husband and I basically decided that they stink. They don't absorb very much at all. They move around in the diaper a lot, so they don't stay in place. And they're really hard and clunky. They're not very soft on your baby's tushy. And when you go to wash them, they stay wet forever, which is kind of ironic because they don't really seem to absorb much urine when they're in the diaper. We would have to lay them out after being in the dryer for like whole another day because they just wouldn't dry out. And I think it's just based on what material they're made with. They're just really thick and clunky, and they just don't air out very nicely, and it's kind of a bummer, I gotta be honest. So the next option are these, and these are my personal favorites. So just a single sheet of kind of terry cloth absorbent material. They're sewed around the edges. As you can see, I have a variety of sizes because I've bought several different brands. Some of them are Mama Koala, some of them are Thirsties. There's a bunch of other random off brands in there too. Size really doesn't matter. You can layer them up if you feel like they're small. It really doesn't matter. I like them because with the trifolds that we'll talk about, I always feel like they have to be perfect because I'm a little OCD, and these, they are what they are. There's no messing with them, and I like that. My husband prefers the trifolds. Now, there is a little bit of a difference between some of them to one to another, and these, the top one there to the left has terry cloth sort of material on both sides. The one on the right has a microfiber fleece on the other side. I've read that the microfiber can really upset your kiddo's bottom, so be aware of that, okay? Keep the microfiber off of your baby's bum, just because it's not worth finding out if it's true for no other reason than that right there. Okay, so just be aware of that. The next thing I want to show you is this. This is a single pad liner, and it has snaps that you can see there. And you can either snap it into the diaper, like I mentioned earlier, you can snap it into the cover, or you can change the size. So this size is really perfect for my little guy right now because he's male, and this little fold over helps keep the urine in the diaper instead of spraying up into his shirt. Okay. When they're smaller, however, you can take it down an extra size, down a little bit more to the second snap. And, when they're little, they don't have as much surface area to cover. So this smaller size works perfectly for in the diaper. It's just, I don't know. I like it. I like the flexibility there. Now for this one, these are my silly, comical, small ones here. Again, I got them really cheap, and I also paid with a gift card, so I really didn't pay for them at all. These guys are super absorbent, even though they're kind of silly and small. I recommend layering them like this because then you're getting that. You still have the size of the big one, but you're getting that extra absorbency of the small one. They're still made out of cotton. They're super soft. I don't have to worry about them aggravating my little guy's butt. they're really great. I kind of have a soft spot for these ones for some reason, which is kind of silly. These are the next ones. These are the trifolds, and the trifolds are also known as the pre-fold diapers, and the pre-folds are, I think Gerber kind of has the market for pre-folds. They're just Gerber 100% cotton woven pre-fold diapers. You can get them at Walmart pretty cheap. You can get a 10-pack for like $13, which is really good when you start looking at the prices of those single ones that I was mentioning. $13 is really great for 10 diaper changes. Okay. So my husband prefers these. Also, he thinks they're more absorbent. I don't know. I don't really know if one's more absorbent than the other, but I do like them both, but I do prefer the singles more. And it really just comes down to taste. Everybody likes different things. So that's why there's different things, because everybody likes something different. So ultimately, this is my box of diapers. It's just one nice little tote box. It all fits into one box. It's pretty skinny. It's one of those short ones, so it's not a full-size tote. And it's really great for travel. I can just put the lid on it and we're ready to go. Don't have to worry about it. And then I throw my liners into my wet dry bags. Sometimes I'll put them into the box too, but if it's a short trip, I won't take them all with me. But if it's a longer trip, because we have to commute quite a ways to go visit our families, I'll just take them in the wet dry bags. So that works out really well for me personally. I do want to mention that I do have some that don't get used, just like those thirsty ones I mentioned at the beginning. These ones here do not get used. And it's simply because we usually run out of the covers before we run out of liners. And I found that we just weren't using these. So I pulled them out of the box. And I think eventually I will probably swap some ones that are looking kind of dingy out for these and start using them eventually. But right now I have about 12 liners that aren't being used, and they're just waiting for their chance to be to be peed and pooped on. So I want to wrap up with some accessories here. I've mentioned the wet dry bags. These are the small ones, and I bought the blue and green one together as a set for $10. The cactus one I bought for $10. And then the anchor one actually came in a set with covers and liners. So, depending on your ability to find a really great deal, you may be able to get wet dry bags with your diapers. I really like the blue and green one because they have 2 pockets. The 2 pockets are nice because you can put, say, your dirty ones in the bigger pocket and wipes and some clean ones in the front pocket. And then you're ready to go. You just have to take the little bag with you. The little bag has a strap on it that snaps, and you can snap it on a doorknob or a car handle, whatever you need it, wherever you're using it. It's really great. The cactus one and the anchor one only have the 1 pocket, which isn't great for if you have wet, dirty, and clean. You obviously don't want to put them together, but they're cute, and I wanted something a little more stylish, so that's why I got the cactus one for myself. But they both work. I do want to give you a word of caution. You can wash these. You have to turn them inside out though. So make sure if you do go this route, turn them inside out so that you don't ruin your bags. Okay. The next thing is the bigger wet dry bag, and this guy is actually meant for like canoeing or kayaking. And we bought it at, I don't know, Walmart or something. You're supposed to put all of your clothes in it for like a kayak trip, and they don't get wet. We use it for diapers. And when this baby gets full, it keeps the majority of the scent out, keeps all the liquid in, or solids, as it were. And we just emptied into the washer, kind of separate everything a little bit, and that's it. You cannot wash this in a machine though. However, if you have 10 or 15 minutes, you just go to your bathtub, you fill it with hot soapy water, you wash it out, rinse it out, take it outside and let it air dry, or just let it sit in your house and air dry. It really doesn't take that long to wash it yourself. It really, really doesn't. It's not that big of a deal. Then one last thing, and this is another optional thing. This is just reusable wipes, and these are flannel. And I have to admit, I don't use these very regularly. They are great for wiping noses when your little dude gets sick. I have used them when he had like a rash on his butt, and I felt like the store-bought wipes were kind of aggravating that a little bit, so I did use them for that. I'm hoping to eventually only use those and save myself the cost of buying wipes every month, especially because the prices and quantity has changed and I'm paying for the same amount for less wipes, and that kind of irritates me. So these guys are really cheap. Again, you can get them at Walmart. I have 24 of them. I only spent like $10 on them. They're flail, and you just wash them like you would anything else, and they work great. You do have to get them wet. You can use a spray bottle or just, get it under the tap when you're ready. And that's it. Easy peasy. No big deal. I hope to move us over into these soon because I'm tired of buying wipes. So that wraps up my little bit about cloth diapers. I hope that I answered some questions. I know it's kind of confusing sometimes, and trust me, I've read a lot of those blogs and watched a lot of those videos, and it is kind of overwhelming, especially once you get onto a website and you're thinking, I really don't know what I'm doing. So if you have any questions in addition to what I've put here, please feel free to contact me either in the comments below or you can email me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions and give you any guidance or even help you do some research. I hope you have a great day. Please check out other stuff on my channel and get over to cloth diapers. It's definitely worth it, I promise. Have a great day. Catch you later. Bye.